Override glyphs enable you to see where you or another drafter have customized labels by changing the format or content of the label in the text component editor. Multiple labels are often created at one time in Civil 3D. If some of the individual labels are modified, but the label set is not, the changes can effectively disappear in complex or zoom drawings. Label revisions between different drafters or drawings don't automatically stand out, so you will often need to toggle the glyphs on and off. In the exercise file, a label set appears along a road alignment. Individual labels can be modified from their original label setting. To see what labels have been modified, toggle on the label override symbols. On the Annotate ribbon, in the Label text panel, expand the Override Glyph button and select Show Label Override Glyphs. If override glyphs do not appear on the alignment labels, solution tips have likely been turned off. Solution tips are controlled from the Options dialog. Right-click to display a shortcut menu and choose Options to open the Options dialog. On the AEC Editor tab, in the Solution Tips group box, under Display Solution Tip When, choose the Drafting checkbox and then click OK. Now, several of the alignment labels have glyphs indicating that changes have been made to them after their creation style was set. When you hover the cursor over a glyph, a tooltip indicates whether the format or content of a label has changed. The tooltip also displays the original content of the label. Note that the first label had the original stationing at +200. Someone has added a spot check to the station in units of feet. To remove it, press Ctrl and select the label. Only that label should highlight. If multiple labels are highlighted, the cursor is either on the alignment instead of the label, or you are not pressing the Control key. On the Labels Alignment Station Label Group contextual ribbon, in the Modify panel, click Edit Label Text to open the Text Component Editor dialog. On the Properties tab, you can see the properties for the chosen label. When you click in the Preview panel, you can select one of the two station label components. Note that when you select the first one, in the Properties list, you can see that its unit is set to foot. When you select the second component, its unit is set to meter. With the foot station label component selected, press Delete to remove it, and then click OK to close the dialog. Press Escape to deselect the station. The station is now consistent with the other metric stations, and the override glyph is gone. Hover the cursor over the next glyph. The tooltip indicates that the format of this label has changed. In this case, the text color has been changed to cyan. The solution tip does not give the original formatting information, but you can select one of the other station labels that has not been overridden to see the original formatting. Press Ctrl and select station 0+160. Then, on the contextual ribbon, in the Modify panel, click the Edit Label Text tool to open the Text Component Editor dialog. On the Format tab, note that the original color for the labels was set to ByBlock. Click OK to close the editor, and then press Escape to deselect the station. Try adding a bearing to another alignment, similar to the one that has already been added at the curve station 0+120. Press Ctrl and select station 0+040. On the Labels Alignment Station Label Group contextual ribbon, in the Modify panel, click Edit Label Text. In the Text Component Editor, click in the Preview panel at the end of the text that defines the stationing component. Make sure the cursor is positioned to the right of the angle bracket, and then press Enter, so the new component will display on a new line below the station component. Under Properties, expand the Create Text Component dropdown to display the available label components and select Instantaneous Direction. Then click the Insert arrow adjacent to the dropdown to add that component. Click OK to close the dialog. Press Escape to deselect the station. The station now includes a magnetic compass bearing, and an override glyph appears over the label. Not all label changes will create override glyphs. Press Ctrl and select station 0 plus 200. On the contextual ribbon, in the Modify panel, click the Flip Label tool. Although the station has moved to the other side of the alignment, no glyph was added. Press Escape to deselect that station point. Press Ctrl and select station 0 plus 220. Click the grip, move the label up and to the left, and then click to finish placing it in its new position. Then press Escape to deselect the label. Again, no glyph is added. Override glyphs are only added when the format or content of the label has been changed.